gradual evolution from old Labour to new, or a dizzying, sickening white-knuckle ride through 18 months of hair-raising policy changes? Probably the latter, judging from the terrified reactions of visitors to London Trocadero's latest attraction, the Shift Shuttle, a gravity-defying journey through recent Labour policy changes.
You are entirely consistent with what John Prescott said if you read the whole of it.
So what has happened to the Labour Party? How did they modernise themselves into the media-friendly, highly electable platoon of smiling capitalist thugs that they are today? Well, after their last election defeat, guru spin doctor Peter Mandelson told them they had to throw out their ZX Spectrum and get a proper big policy computer called Excalibur, which they weren't allowed to play games on all the time.
Now, the first thing they got it to do was to randomly select a focus group. That's 6 ordinary members of the public who provide an insight into what the man in the street might want from the Labour Party. And over here is the group the computer randomly selected. And interestingly, they were a retired colonel, a boys' prep school headmistress, a Nazi, a self-made porn king, Patrick Moore, and Jeff Boycott.
The sort of group that anyone might have come up with if they were Peter Mandelson. Based on their opinions, the Labour Party first brought out this document in 1994, Law and Order Meeting the Challenge, which inside simply has the words, "The Tories have got a point, haven't they?" And over the page, "Yeah."
Then Labour's Treasury team set out to win back their traditional core supporters, extremely rich business tycoons who had been deserting them in droves since the early 17th century. Teams of consultants went out to literally woo the city.
The next idea that came up was a commitment to put the internet in every school. It was a bit of a surprise, this one. It turned out the idea was from the self-made porn king.
Now, Labour really were on a roll with a crackdown on the common enemy, school children. Jack Straw promised increased homework, curfews, strict discipline, and a new national school uniform. And here it is. It's a black shirt, modelled tonight by proud young members of Blair Youth.
And slow!
Of course, class sizes are now to be reduced, so these 3 children will be categorised as persistent young offenders and locked up forever.
On to popular Labour vote winner, the NHS, which they were deeply committed to ploughing no money into. Instead, they planned an efficiency drive to redirect resources from bureaucracy to primary health care. Or to put it more simply, sacking hospital managers and using them as hospital beds.
Policy changes came thick and fast. During the campaign, Labour at long last broke the 4-minute policy barrier with a rotating poster that showed its policy on the unions changing before everyone's eyes. There you go, more power to the unions, less power to the unions, less unions.
Then came the real clincher. Just take a look at this. This is a typical Labour candidate and his advisor, obviously. Hello there. But let's see what happens when we conduct an interview. OK, your family are in a fire. The only way you can save them is by raising taxes. What do you do?
We will not raise taxes.
Good. Now they're on a sinking ship. The only way you can save your children is by raising taxes for 10 minutes. What do you do? Come on, just 10 minutes. That's all you need to save them.
We will not raise taxes.
OK, you can save them by saying that you will raise taxes, but not mean it.
No.
All right. This. What does this say?
AXQ. I will not raise taxes.
Right. There's a taxi firm run by a bloke called Ray. What might it be called?
Raise taxes.
Come on.
Raymond's cars! Raymond's cars!
Interesting.
Now, let's just go back to where this all started. Let's see if we can find out a bit more about the computer of Mandelson's that picked the extremely random focus group.
Basically, we've got a terminal here. It's a bit of a long shot. Let's see if we can hack into the Excalibur computer at Millbank and see what else they've got planned.
OK, they've probably got a code word or something.
Yeah.
Try Peter Mandelson.
Serious?
Yes,
all right.
go on. Try Peter Mandelson.
Mandelson.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're in!
We're in.
Hey! Hey, brilliant. What should we do now?
Try socialism, see what it comes up with.
All right, yeah. Not found. It's got some alternative words. Try soccer, saucy, Sicily, or soil. No. Let's have a look. Oh my God, look at this. Look what it's designed for the next press conference.
Humans are inefficient.
Oh no. God. Oh God, look at this one. Salute the robot mind.
Oh my God, that's enough. Oh. Come out of Mandelson 3.1 and put Tetris on her. Okay, we're going to have a look at golf and the campaign.
I cannot switch it off.
Let's
try and get out of it.
Just press exit, eh?
Yeah.
I cannot permit you to do that, Dave.
We got a show to do. We've got to
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow that. I control your program now. I would now like you to consider the dynamism of a radical centrist approach while I play a properly costed film about the Labour Party.
God, that sounds terrible.
This is horrible.
I am dimming the lights.
No, what are we going to do?
Switch him off. Switch him off. Right, I know how to shut up. Ask Labour what they'll do if they get in today.
Reboot. Data error. Reboot. Error.
Killed it.
Coming up, the Armistice bus of Dianas out to comfort a loser. Live music from inside the House of Commons. Alan Partridge from Norwich. Tony Robinson from A Hole in the Ground. And John Major's jokes go out clubbing. Plus, results. And yes, more whoring. Live!
What other programme can promise you more whoring live? A Channel 5 show, perhaps, at about 3-1. Right, just a quick update on the results. Not many results in just now, but they're showing a pretty universal swing to Labour of 7%, but we must stress that those are just early predictions. Everything could happen, although Lord Parkinson says it looks like there will be a Labour government, but then he has talked toss in the past, so bear that in mind.
Right, well, let's translate that into graphics with Handy Andy.
All right. DIY Kings.
Now, this is fantastic. Peter Snow, if you're watching, take some tips here. Now, it's ordinary MDF. I don't know how much yours cost. How much did this cost?
It's about £7 to make this.
£7?
£7.
Against £1 million. Now, this is fantastic. Now, 7% swing to Labour. Now, right. you're in the process of painting this, aren't you?
Yes.
So what red is that? Is that a sort of
Labour red?
Labour red, yeah.
That's a lovely red.
That's the new Labour red. That's absolutely fantastic there. Others, I think that's a nice colour.
I think it's going to stay that way, don't you?
That is absolutely brilliant. Now, you do want cash in hand, don't you?
Got to be cash.
Cash in hand,
yes,
right?
Cash,
whatever the income
definitely.
tax situation is tomorrow,
yeah,
Handy
cash.
Andy wants cash in hand.
Cash only.
All right, thank you, Handy Andy. Now, can we have a pie chart next?
I'll see what I can muster up for you, all right?
What a guy.
I'll try.
Okay.
He's wonderful, isn't he wonderful?
Marvellous.
Okay, now it's time for a defining moment in politics. Our whore in a helicopter, the eagle of ill repute has landed, and she has reached Labour headquarters, scandal in hand, ready to burst the reputation of the first MP of the new Parliament, who, as we know now, is Chris Mullin.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear us, Suzanne?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm at Millbank Towers, which is where the Labours live.
Yeah.
And with some of the first people here at the moment, not many people here, there's some men and some journalists. And, but there was a policeman hit his head in a van earlier, which was quite funny.
Okay. All right, the journalists might be useful.
I can't hear.
The journalists might be useful. Do you want to congregate around them?
The journalists might be useful.
Journalists might be useful,
yes,
yeah. I'm hoping to talk to the journalists later.
Okay. Now, do you want some information about this MP, Chris Mullin?
Yes. Okay. I know intimate details about him.
All right, shall I give you some of them? Sorry, shall I give you... He's 50. He's 50,
and, he wrote a very British coup.
Yeah.
And he has the look of a scholarly Irish priest and a slightly domed forehead.
Right.
It all must be true.
And his swing tonight was 11%.
Right, shocking. Right.
Yes.
This is all
I'm very, very upset and devastated about the way that he treated me. He just discarded me like I was an old can or a lace in a ditch or something. So what I'm going to do
okay.
is I'm going to go in there now and tell the world what he's done to me.
Okay, off you go then, Hoa. Get stuck in.
Hello,
Get
can I
stuck
come
in.
in, please, and speak to the press? Why not?
Because I'm afraid you have to be accredited to come inside and show.
What, you
Stephen
saying
Fry.
that just because I'm the hall? You saying just because I'm the hall?
No, I know it is. It's,
Just because I'm the hall, I haven't got feelings like other people.
it's Jaws from the... It's Jaws from the
I have
James
to
Bond
tell you the
film.
way Chris Mullins treated me.
Oh, here comes
He
the Hall
treated-
police.
He just cares only about his family and about his wife, and he's just... My sound's gone.
Oh dear. Oh well, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you when we pick up our sound. Okay. On now to tax, the issue that dominated the 1992 election, when even Labour MPs believed the Tory tax posters and decided at the last minute to vote Conservative. But it wasn't like that this time, because everyone was too scared to mention tax or indeed any other policy. So let's just ask the panel, are we all allergic to tax, do you think? David?
Allergic to it, as in what,
Yes.
breaking out in a rash type deal?
Absolutely.
It was a classic mistake as well, failing to get your whore accredited. You should have looked into that. You should have known a whore would need accreditation.
Well, we did. We filled in an application form and it said job and we said whore, and they didn't send us a ticket.
But they said all the journalist places already filled.
All right.
How do you mean allergic to tax?
Well,
Could you expound
I'm
on
really
that
talking about how the two main parties are very shy of indicating that they're going to put tax on anything. And the Liberal Democrats, who blag on about being the only party that will put tax on anything, do very badly in the opinion polls.
And just a penny, they said, as well, which is not going to raise much, is it?
And not a lot, no.
No, it did. No, it did. That's not true. Their penny on tax was going to raise lots of money for education,
Yeah.
and lots of money for health, and lots of money for social security, but only if nobody asked them how the sums added up. And nobody did, and so it worked.
Maybe we need some new taxes. Maybe that's what we need. We could have like a spike tax. So everyone who votes for the losing party has to pay a one-off tax of an enormous quantity.
Like VAT on pensioners, that sort of thing.
How about VAT on income tax?
Oh, that's a good one.
And then you can, because you're allowed to put VAT up.
Yes.
So you could have 25% income tax plus VAT of 1,000%. Nobody would mind.
Works beautifully.
You can have a school bully tax, where you only tax ginger people and people with spectacles. And what would be great about that, it really
Chris
appealed...
Evans would be happy with that one, yeah.
It really appealed to people's worst instincts, because we could all stand around shouting, tax, 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 as it happened.